Good evening, Yaguaras CEP. My name is Sean Somewhat with Central States Judges Association, composer and arranger coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia. It is August 23rd, 2025. We are in Shela, Guatemala, here for Drum Corps Guatemala. It's a beautiful evening. The rain cleared. Hopefully you had a good chance to practice beforehand. I'm going to be adjudicating you today in the area of overall general effect, where we talk about the que and the como, the what and the how, the effectiveness of the repertoire, and the effectiveness of the performer, the how. So the effectiveness of the repertoire will consider coordination, rhythm, tension and release, impact and climax, aesthetic, and emotional, intellectual creativity, originality, imagination. And then it's the how, and it's the art of communication, emotional intensity, nuances, details, and refinement, involvement of the expressive effect. I am dead center of the field, a great vantage point to experience your entire show, so I'm excited to see what you've been working on the last this current season, so I'll be back with you when you're ready to begin. All right, here we go. So as I said, I'll be adjudicating you in overall general effect, so I'll be talking a little bit about everything. Now, I don't have the show concepts in front of me, so hopefully I can try to understand what you're trying to present. If not, I will do my best to try to help in whatever way I can to make it more logically put together and visually and musically pleasing. Cool ambiance being set up with the guitar soloist. I realize this is all kind of pre-show. It is really heavy for this vantage point. It's the speakers are very, very loud. Yeah, and I'm not sure we brought the winds up, and I don't know if they are actually performing there or not. I feel like their horns shouldn't be up at this point. So it hasn't yet. Yeah, the horns being set up leads me to believe that there was music happening at that spot, but they weren't performing yet until the conductor brought his hands up. If there's a way that you can go 5, 6, or like not really count, but give them 8 counts so that they can bring their horns up, so that first note can be like bah. Yeah, cool, with the kick out of our right leg. Guard transition a little funky here, although music impact works pretty well. A little Jesus Christ Superstar, okay. Good balance of the winds to the upper brass, because that is not an advantageous spot for them to be, because they are behind the long tones that are in front of them. You can bring the long tones down here in the low brass. Yeah, pulse control not quite consistent there. Okay, I appreciate the multimeter kind of adding some demand to the performers. I finished the end of the musical phrase there, brass. I kind of wish the guard was more integrated. Yeah, that's the end of the musical phrase, and I didn't get a pop from them, and now I'm just getting a toss, a single toss. Careful, center the pitch there, low brass. Oh, just open up. Oh, keep it controlled.
A los gritos de esperanza, a
some storytelling elements now as we lay the performers down and set up our trio. Yeah, but there's such a disconnect here with the color guard.
Sabe lo que viene. Sabe que su hora se acerca. Y aunque los cielos guardan silencio, él ora solo, temblando, sudando sangre. La fe ahora.
Okay, we got to perform through the entire musical phrase there, color guard. Yeah, it seems like an. Yeah, all of the musical elements are kind of at the same volume level. So the vocal soloist needs to be on top of all of that. Okay, I was gonna say you could put the trio of the brass in the winds, but they're doing that visual, so I understand that. But ultimately, the synth is too loud for the vocals, and I understand you want to hear the brass, but I feel like we're such a close vantage point. They could be behind the rest of the winds, behind where the battery sits, and it would probably be a better balance. If we bring the synth, I think the voice is at a good volume level. We push the drums back. Yeah, I really want to focus on that vocal soloist, and because he has given it his all, and I'm really appreciating that as we change and bring the winds up and start giving me the black and white, the stark contrast. Yeah, we just really have to craft this musically with what's happening in the brass. And once we get that synth turned down at the right volume, and then the drum set at a good spot, maybe to that right corner, and they on my right, your left. So you push the drum set back to cover up one of those flags. But and maybe because you want to hear that, the brass need to stay where they're at, maybe 2 to 3 steps back, so it gives separation. Yeah, change velocity. Wow, that is so cool. If we could tighten up that so it happens much sooner. Oh my goodness. Wow, yeah, this is lots of neat stuff. What is our emotion here? Because we got smiles and we're beating this guy with a whip, and I'm seeing smiles from the color guard. It should be anger. You're angry at this person, right? Yeah, I should see the emotion, the communication of the emotion from the performers, and keep that emotion as you work towards the transition of that color guard moment. Yeah, this screams, I shouldn't see smiles from you, from the color guard. This is such a dark and contrasting moment. Losing the musical focus here. I like that we brought the color guard forward so that we are highlighting them and the lyricism of what's happening with the brass. But right now, performance-wise, we're not quite getting good ends of musical phrases. And push to the end of the phrase. Keep the airspeed consistent so that way we have a better tone. Yeah, and support that with the full ensemble and not just one trumpet player pushing through to the end of that crescendo. Yeah, again, we have the guard in the same formation we had at the very beginning, right? So we got the winds doing all the heavy lifting in terms of visual. And I wish it was just kind of more part of it, like if they could be closer together.
Good job.
Yeah, this is very, very clustered right here. I think we're trying to form a cross. This is at this spot. I see what you're trying to do, but from this vantage point, unless we were at a higher level, it's not really coming across as a cross. I think it would be better if it were on an angle so that we could see it at this height. So yeah, go at us. Some really cool stuff happening. We think we could work on some balance things, especially with the speaker being too loud at the very beginning. Although I like what you're setting up, ambiance-wise, very, very moody, very dark, and you're setting up a lot of tough. Tough subject material to perform to. So always make sure that your understanding of what the emotion is at any given point, and that the performers are portraying that up to where I'm sitting. Because as a, when we get to that really emotional moment, and we're essentially tormenting and torturing Jesus at this point. I'm assuming, right? It cannot be a happy moment. We are upset with this person. We need to, the suffering needs to be seen from him. He's doing a great job of doing that, but we're going to have all performers having that same emotion throughout. So I just make sure to, look at all of those spots, and then look at coordination elements where we talked about guard can enhance what's happening visually, and maybe we can integrate them a little bit more, rather than having them, just 3 on side 1, 3 other in a line on side 2, and just very clustered with what's happening visually with the winds proper, and definitely in the ballad moment, lots of balance things. Push the brass back a little bit if we can get more shaping there. Check that synth level so that it's not too loud. I'd check it against the vocal solo, have them sing, and then check the synth level, and then push the drum set back to where that first flag is on that right corner of the field, the soccer field. So yeah, some things to consider just to make it a more convincing overall musical product, music and visual product. But overall, some great work today, guys. And I hope my comments have helped you in the future. Can't wait to see it again.